All right, welcome to lesson 4. So this is the part of the unit where you make an app that includes and uses a list. So for our warm-up, imagine you want to build an app for reminders. What information do you think would be stored in a list? Pause the video here so you can think about that. Write your response down in a journal. And then whenever you have a response written down, come back and play the video again. So for the past few lessons, we have learned a lot about using lists to help apps keep track of information. So in this lesson's Make project, you'll be practicing using lists and programming patterns with lists to create a functioning reminders app. That brings us to our activity, okay? Go to code.org, Unit 6, Lesson 4, all right? What you're going to do on this level 1, is run this app, okay? Explore how this app works. Once you have done that, come back to the video. So pause the video so you can go explore that app. Now, one question I want to ask you, how many lists do you think are needed to make this app work? It actually only uses one list. Now, what programming patterns with lists do you think you'll need to use? Well, this app uses the list scrolling pattern. So now you're going to build this app, okay? The screen has been set up for you, all right? You're gonna build it on level 2. The screen has been set up for you. And so all you have to do is code. Now remember that you are given this checklist. All right, input. All required inputs have been created or have created on events. So remember, create your on events. And I want you to remember also that your function that you create, a function is used which correctly updates all output elements. The function that you create to update the screen and the other output elements, you're making that and then you're calling that with the on event of add or right button or left button, okay? So think that through, okay? Now, how many lists do you think are needed? What programming patterns? We already went through that, okay? Now, when you make the reminder app, this is the list scrolling pattern. Oh, I will have download the activity guide from Schoology, okay, because it has the list scrolling pattern in it, and this is the code that you will use to make the list scrolling pattern. Okay, so that's going to be very crucial to making the app work, okay? Do not forget to check the rubric before you hit submit. The rubric will be included in your project guide, okay? Now, you can pause the app here and return whenever you finish. Or if you want to go ahead and do the wrap up, your activity guide has a create performance task writing practice. Your activity guide is going to be digital, and so you need to type this response, okay? You're going to submit this response with your activity guide, okay? So this is going to be a good practice question for the create performance task. Consider the list in your program code. Explain how you would need to adjust your program if the list was not included in your code. How would this change impact the overall functionality of your program? So if the list was not included in your code and you had to change your code or change your program, how does that change affect the overall functionality of your program? Okay, that's one of the types of questions that they will want you to be able to answer based on the code that you write. So here are some prompts if you need help getting started answering that. So you could say, if the list was not included in my code, I would need to adjust the way blah, 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 blah. Or without a list, the program would only be able to store blah, blah, blah. Or to adjust the program, I would need to use blah, blah, blah. All right, you can pause the video here to read the rest of those. All right, so once you get finished, make sure that you submit your activity guide, and I will go through code.org and look at your apps. And I hope all of you have a great spring break.